Hi, this is Daniel from Raunow Consulting, and today we're going to talk about editing data in Parquet files in Databricks. Now, you probably have encountered Parquet files, and you know that this is one of the most popular formats for storing large amounts of data due to its efficiency of compression. However, one of the issues that we may run into with Parquet files is the fact that the data in them is actually immutable. Now, in Databricks, one of the ways that we can kind of deal with this problem is to use delta tables. However, maybe you will find yourself in a situation where delta tables are not available and there's no way of quickly switching from normal Parquet files to delta tables. So I'm going to show you a method by which you can actually edit the data in your files. As you can see here, I have an external table with housing prices that I pulled off the internet. Go to details. Table is defined with this location. And if we have a look at the data, let's give it a second to run. There we go. And you can see here we have this furnishing status column. Now, for example, maybe for whatever reason, in this column you will need to change the value of unfurnished into empty. Normally, if you're a SQL user, you would know that it's very easy to do this with a simple SQL statement like this. Let's just zoom in so we can see the code a little bit better. So normally this is the type of query that you would run to modify data in a table. We try to run this. Yes, you can see update table is not supported temporarily. So what we will have to do is actually the following. We're going to read all of the data in the table into a data frame, and then we will separate that data frame into two separate data frames, one which we will edit and one which we will leave unedited. After we edit the first data frame, we are going to merge it with the second unedited data frame and then rewrite the data in that data frame into our table location as a different set of Parquet files. You can see the code here. First, it's good to start with creating a backup in case we make any mistakes. Then we will read the data to the data frame. We will filter out the rows to edit. We will simply filter by the value unfurnished and filter out the rows to keep by also by unfurnished. This time we're just taking the rows that do not contain that value. Then we will edit those rows. We will simply edit the furnishing status column with the string empty. Then we merge the two data sets, and then we write the data frame back to the data lake. In this case, I'm actually just using the Databricks file system, but it's basically the same concept. That operation was successful. And now I'm going to also show you an interesting little tidbit here. If I try to view the table once more, I get this error that's basically telling me that it can't find the files. Now this happens, I'm pretty sure, because the Databricks notebook has kind of cached probably the structure of the file system, and it's trying to go off of that same structure, which has now changed since we've overwritten the data frame. To solve this, we simply detach and reattach the notebook, just so that we can avoid this error. And now you can see our table is displaying, and if I have a look at the data, I should see an empty value, which for some reason is not showing up. So let's maybe force the issue here. And as you can see, we do have values for empty in the place of unfurnished previously. So this is a pretty easy way to actually be able to edit data in your data frame. You may run into problems with incredibly large data sets when using this method. Usually the most computationally expensive operation here is actually writing the data back to the data lake. But with a decently sized cluster, you can probably deal with even larger data sets, although for the huge ones, this method will probably not be very effective. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next time.